Last Airbender came out on July 2nd of 2010, which was 10 years ago. So I was wondering, is it really as bad as I remember? So I decided to watch it again. Let's get to it. After watching this whole thing, I don't even know where to begin. So let's just start at the beginning.
The Avatar was the only person.
Why in the beginning do they say Avatar wrong? Even though they slowly start saying it right over the course of the movie. So these two are hunting, but they don't go too far from the village, and they find Aang in this common place. So how was he there for 100 years without anybody seeing him?
Uncle, look!
Wait, that was Zuko's intro? That is the worst introduction to a character I've ever seen. Why is she talking to this kid who's obviously unconscious? So they just cut to, oh, they're in the village now, without any kind of explanation of anything.
Oh, I see.
Could they have found an actress who talks flatter than this character does the entire movie? Zuko coming to the village would have been a much better intro than whatever that 2-second clip was. How does Zuko not know that this kid is the Avatar? In the show, Zuko figures it out right away.
You're the Avatar?
Because he knows all the airbenders should be dead. Well, this was a terrible way to show that Appa can fly. I'm not even going to talk about how terrible he looks. So, I guess the Fire Nation came up with this test where they hold different elements up to people to see if it reacts. But this isn't how you test if someone's an Avatar. How do they even know this would work? This movie says the Fire Nation wants to take over the other element nations so they can overcome the spirits and become like gods. But this is not why the Fire Nation wants to take over the world in the show. This test would not work this way because elements do not just naturally pull towards the Avatar or react to him being around. If this were the case, then Aang would constantly have the elements pulling towards him everywhere he went. And if they want to make the argument that Aang is bending them himself, he's not, because he hasn't learned how to bend these elements yet. Why are there no guards outside of this room making sure that he doesn't escape?
Aang flew us to his home.
Did she just say Aang? On the TV show, what's his name?
I'm Aang.
Right, his name is Aang, not Aang. Everyone says it this way throughout the entire movie, but I'm just gonna try to ignore it. I heard the reason they call him this is because M. Night Shyamalan wanted to pay homage to the show's source material. But this is a show from Nickelodeon, which is based in California, not Asia.
Is it okay if you tell me your name?
The monks named me Aang.
Why did they not just introduce his name here instead of in the narrative before that had no context of who it was talking about? When the Avatar goes into the Avatar state, it does not send him into the spirit world. That's not how this works. I just realized how terrible Zuko's scar actually looks in this movie.
Like a child wearing a costume.
If you want me to take the main villain seriously, maybe don't hire a known comedian to play the role. Why does the Fire Nation need existing fire in order to firebend? That was never a rule in the TV show. They can just conjure fire out of nothing. Why do they have this limitation in this movie? This limitation makes them far weaker and far less of a threat. How the hell do they take over all these nations if they need fire around? Just put out all the fires and then they're powerless. Why did they have an Earth Nation prison on land? These people can just bend the ground however they want. And there's ground everywhere. In the show, these people were on a metal boat in the middle of an ocean so they couldn't bend anything. Having them on land with the dirt everywhere is just giving them weapons to fight off their captors.
Why are you acting this way? You don't need to live like this. There's Earth right beneath your feet.
See, even this kid knows how stupid this is. Why does this movie have it take so much movement to do one simple thing with bending? In the show, they could just throw their arms and their respected elements would go flying. In this, they have to do this whole kung fu thing before anything even happens. It just took 7 people, 8 seconds to throw this one rock. You know what? I take back my complaint about this prison being on land. This part might be the worst editing I've ever seen. I literally had to go back and watch to see what happened. Here, Aang says that he likes to play games, and then corrects himself and said he still likes to play it. He never even said it in the past tense. Why did he correct himself?
I need to tell you something.
What is it, Ong?
Is it why the camera is so close to your face? What the hell? Aang tells this guy that he left because they told him he couldn't have a family. First off, that was not a rule for the Avatar. Also, that's not why he left. He left because they were going to take him away and bring him to a different air temple.
For some reason, he was having trouble with waterbending.
Why did they make it that Aang is having trouble learning waterbending? In the show, he learned it so fast that it pissed Katara off.
I am pleased.
I see they hired another guy that can't enunciate. This movie is part of why I didn't watch Fear the Walking Dead for so long. They somehow picked the worst possible way to explain Zuko's exile, by having him ask some kid about it and having the kid tell him. It was better when Iron explained it to his shipmates of why Zuko's so obsessed. I don't even know why I'm trying to figure this movie out at this point, but is this old guy supposed to replace the people that were living in the North Air Temple? When was this bowing ceremony a thing? I don't remember the show ever even mentioning anything close to this. Are they just making stuff up now? I don't understand why Roku's a dragon in this movie. That was his animal guide, not his spirit. Seriously, why does bending of any kind take so many moves in this movie? So this guy recognized Zuko by his lips, because apparently Zuko's most prominent feature is his lips. Why are they continuing this conversation between the general and the Fire Lord in the middle of other scenes?
Do not harm my son.
You have my word, sire. I will not harm him.
This entire conversation could have been done in the scene where they were together. It's kind of weird the way they edited it. One of the water tribesmen said they need to put out fires around the village to hinder the firebenders' powers. But that wouldn't be an issue if they didn't have this stupid rule in this movie. So I guess this movie doesn't have the northern tribes' customs that women can't learn waterbending for combat, and that Katara had to basically prove herself in order to be trained. They say the battle for Sing Sing Se was 100 days. It was actually 600 days. But okay. I guess the princess isn't engaged in this movie, like she is in the show. Did M. Night Shyamalan even watch this show? I watched the first season of the original show, just knowing I was going to watch this movie. Kind of ruins it.
What is this?
Fire Nation is here.
Well, at least they got something right. If the firebenders need fire in order to firebend, why is Zuko allowed to do this? Shouldn't he need fire for it? I know he's able to do it in the show, but there, they don't have this stupid restriction.
To get your airbending tattoos, you have to meditate for long periods of time.
When was it a rule that you had to meditate for a long time to get your airbending tattoos? I don't remember that being a thing in the TV show.
Who are you?
My name is Katara, and I'm the only waterbender left in the Southern Water Tribe.
Why would you tell him that? You might as well just say, hey, my village is defenseless, go kill everyone there. Well, At least something good finally happened. I'm assuming all these soldiers are waterbenders, so why don't they take all of their power and make a tidal wave to push the firebenders' ships away? So, I guess they're not going to put out all the fires after all?
Tell me how to beat the Fire Nation.
It's at least close to what the TV show had, except it had a creature called the Face Stealer explain this to him. Did Zuko just fall for the dumbest trick in the book? I can't ignore it. Too bad there's no source material that said his name like 100 times throughout the series. Everyone just stands around while the general is holding the moon spirit, but no one actually tries to stop him. They kinda deserve whatever he does to it.
He's making fire out of nothing!
Yeah, it's called firebending. Also, we're at it, why is he all of a sudden able to do this? This might be the dumbest bow I've ever seen.
Sozin's comet is returning in 3 years.
In the TV show, it was 3 months before the comet. I don't know why they changed it to 3 years.
It will give all firebenders the ability to use their own chi to create fire.
So, regular firebending then. Got it. Did they seriously think they were going to get a sequel out of this? If you want to see a much shorter version of this video, click the box on the right. Also, I'll have a link to it in the description below. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen this movie. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like. Also, subscribe to my channel for more videos on movies and why the MPAA gave them a certain rating. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at MoviePornoYT. Thanks for watching.